do this as well. Yeah. DIY topic. Go live. Now we're live. I think both in YouTube and in TikTok. So what we are making is some granny squares, the same as last time. So we are 61 out of 78 is done, and then we can start weaving in the ends and, you know, joining the squares, which will be also a lot of work. I just cursed myself for starting this project, because even though the end product will probably be, you know, very usable and I will use it a lot and it will give me wear for years to come, god damn, this is boring. You know, I wanted to make it as easy as possible because I knew it would be a big project. So I chose basic granny square and just one color per square. I have two colors in total, but it's like if you can't, it's okay. No viewers pop in the chat. No, that should work. So where were I? Sorry, my ADHD can't do this. So yeah, I chose the most simple pattern and just one color each square. I have two colors, this greenish one and the beige, but in general just one color per square. And I've been trying to make some small projects in between to make it possible, you know, to motivate myself and stuff like that, so I don't get bored completely. So I've been taking breaks with this project every once in a while, but now we are back and we don't have much more to go in this phase. I know it will be a lot of work when it comes to cleaning these up. I think I will wash them as well before I actually join them. And yeah, I haven't done any cleaning up with pieces yet, so I have to weave in every end. That is yet to come as well. But yeah, you will have to be with me through that project as well. And I will make a YouTube tutorial for this project if it turns out to be worth it, which I hope it will. I truly hope it will, because I have done these for hours and hours and hours, and if it's gonna turn out to be, you know, not something I like or otherwise bad project, I'm gonna cry, you know. I'm just gonna cry, because I timed that it takes me 30 minutes to make one of these. That's like approximately, you know, I'm not very fast. That's intentional because I am one of those persons that do not, you know, I don't want to make any mistakes and I can't stand any mistakes. So I do very precise work, which makes me not the fastest one. So it takes me 30 minutes. So with 78 squares, you can calculate that it takes me 39 hours to finish the squares, which is a lot, you know. That's a full work week. So basically I should be paid for this garment like, I don't know, 1,000 euros for it to make any sense. And that's just the square. So it will take me another, I don't know, 20 hours maybe to join them and clean them up. So even more than 1,000, which is of course something no one would ever pay for something like this. Even I wouldn't, even though I know what it takes, but I use my own skill and my own time, and it is for me, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter in that sense. But it's been a long way. I'm a little bit late because I thought that this would be like a beach cover-up type of garment, you know, because I made it very airy. So it has, like, it's not warm, it's not gonna be warm, it's made out of cotton. So I was thinking about like this beach cover up type of thing, you know, to wear with bikinis or shorts and t-shirts, type of like summer thingy. But now we're going to fall and it's still not ready, but it is what it is. Sometimes these things happen. I got another project I was more interested in, so of course I did that. I don't usually completely abandon any projects, but sometimes accidents happen, and sometimes it takes a year before I get back to some project. So I have project baskets and project bags which have like detailed information of what I was doing, because I will also forget if I don't have anything like that. And most of the projects I do out of my head. So I might have an inspiration about something that I'm about to do, but it usually comes with a lot of testing and doing and stuff like that. But for example, this one is, I don't have an instructions how to do this, so I just measured what I need and designed the square to be the correct size. And please let me know if the music is too loud or you otherwise can't hear me. I'm trying to fix it. It's not my specialty, the technical skills, but I have help if I need it. According to me, everything should be fine, but you never know. I'm still not used to the lives, you know. I was talking with my husband when I decided that, well, I'm gonna, you know, crochet anyway, so why wouldn't I do it live, you know, to have some maybe like-minded company as well. And because I do the YouTube videos, it would be maybe great advertisement if someone joined and if people want to see what I'm doing. But it still feels quite weird, you know. This is my second live, so no more than that. I don't have much followers yet, at least in TikTok. Yet, I hope, but it remains to be seen. I'm trying to grasp all this technical stuff, you know, cameras and microphones and, you know, well, editing videos and everything like that, but I think I'm doing quite well. I live in Ireland at the moment, and it has a definite feel of autumn at the moment. Like, the nights are getting colder and darker, so I have a lot of like plans for the autumn season and Halloween, and I've been already doing some testing. When I get tired of this project, I made the tiny pumpkin. I was thinking about like a keychain or something like that with this one, and then a like a berry garland type of thing. It was very easy and fast to make, and it has beautiful colors. I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet. I have one ready, but it remains to be seen. Just wanted to do a small project, you know, one evening project. While I like big project as well, you sometimes need just something that will be actually ready and, you know, very fast. Hello everyone. How is your Sunday going? My summer holiday ended a week ago, so last week I was already working. Still a bit depressed that I didn't have more holidays, but it is what it is. I'm dreaming of like maybe, you know, a 2-month holiday. That would be so nice. Then you shouldn't, you know, you could just be without any plans for the first month, you know, recover from the year and the work and everything, and then this second month you could, you know, have some activities. Now it happened, we went to London, and you know, while I love London and everything, when you go with your whole family, you should, you know, require a holiday after holiday, you know. Because it's a lot of stress to travel with the whole family. We are halfway the first square at the moment, and as you can see, I chose a very airy design for this one. As you can see, a lot of holes, and you can make that happen by adding some chains between the double crochet clusters, and this way you will have a bigger hole. If you're doing something warm, don't do this, but this is not for warm season. This is for, oh no, this is not for the cold season. This is for summer, so that's why I chose this. And it's also good with this yarn, this cotton yarn. It is very sleek yarn. It's not like fluffy or at all. So the designs made with this yarn needs to be good for sleek. And I also add chain of 3 to the corners to make sure that they fit the whole square as well. This is the second to last round, and I have made edges to these to make it easier to attach them, so they have single crochet edge. And that one I will do right after. Using just one color per square is basically because my least favorite phase of every project is the weave in. You know, the general cleanup is something I absolutely hate. That's my least favorite thing, and therefore having just one color means you have just 2 ends per square to weave in, and you know, that's it. Because if I would have chosen more colors, I would have more ends to weave in, and I don't want that. Call me lazy, that's probably true, but you know yourself what you can do. I take more labor heavy projects if they are very, very, very pretty, and that's when my motivation is enough to do them. And I usually do them for my kids because that also gives me motivation. Whatever I'm doing for myself, it comes always second. So Sunday is a perfect day for some crochet. We are gonna do at least 2 of these during this stream, maybe 3 if there are people interested. I can also walk you through the process of making this if you want to see like step-by-step type of thing. I'm happy to do that. Just let me know and I'll see it done. This color is actually green. I don't know if you can see it. The lighting is quite bright. But this is like light army green khaki color. Very nice, one of my favorites. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I should also buy a new hook because I like the ergonomic hooks that have some sort of wider end, but this is, I've used this so much that the actual end like comes off when I crochet, so it has become loose. So if you have any like recommendations, I'm happy to hear them. This is a bit annoying. I have to replace it at least once per square, and it's gotten worse along the way, so it's at the end of its lifespan. Well, not the hook, but the handle. Is it handle? I don't know. I actually, for the second time today, forgot my coffee, so if any of my family members is listening, I would like to have a coffee. because I just, you know, I was supposed to have one. I have a cup here, but it's empty. Or, well, it's not empty, but it's cold. This yarn is giving me a nervous breakdown at least twice per square. It's a very usable yarn in general, but it separates pretty easily the plies from each other, which makes it sometimes very annoying to work with. But we are at the end of this project, so we're just gonna push through. But I would not recommend this yarn for these type of extensive projects, because I would say this would be better for knitting. Maybe it would be easier to manage, but while crocheting, it's very fragile, and you know, some yarns are better than others, and this is not one of them. Otherwise, this one is perfect for the project because 100% cotton is washable in 60 degrees Celsius. So as I was planning to use this in the beach, which means salt and sand and, you know, everything like that, I can wash it in 60 degrees and it should take it pretty well. So it's easy to maintain, which is important for that type of clothes. Hello, how are you? Enjoying your Sunday? Tomorrow I have to go back to work in the morning. Sunday is always a bit of a sad day, but I try to enjoy the day off anyway. I wish, as I think many of us wish, that I would have a job that I would be excited to go on Monday morning, but it is what it is. One have to work. Or that's at least what they told me. That's good to hear. Where are you from? One, two, three. Interested in crochet or just hanging around? One, two, three. This is the last round, and then we'll still have the finishing round of the edging with the single crochet, and then this one will be done. I like Poland. Back when we lived in Finland, we used to go once a year. We usually went to Dansk because it was an easy flight as a holiday with my mom and sisters. And the old city is very beautiful. We are getting through. This square definitely needs blocking because it gets like wonky to every direction, but when you block it, it's brilliant. And I was planning to wash these blocks before I join them, to, you know, see if they shrink or lose any color before I join them, because I don't want to have any color leak from the green to the page, because that would ruin it and all of my hard work, and I don't want to do that. 3. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like to think I'm good at this. Not sure if I'm in the very good category yet. I've been doing crochet for over 10 years, as many of people my age, mainly of course girls. We were taught in the school in the early years how to knit. I think I did my first pair of wool socks at the age of 7, maybe 8, but anyway, very young. When I reached my teenage years, crocheting became some of a like a trend. Uh, and even boys were crocheting beanies and stuff like that. I was like 14 maybe, so I switched to crocheting. Now I do both depending on the project. I like to crochet more, but knitting is just something that fits some things better, and then I do that. And I've done it since I was 7 or 8. Don't really remember that well. My grandma used to knit, so she has been teaching me. But crochet, I have to learn myself because there's no older generation to teach me with that one. But it's a good thing that my generation has YouTube, so I've been learning a lot from there. And now I've been trying to contribute to YouTube as well, so you can see what I'm doing. I try to put out original designs and stuff like that, but three. And I'm also teaching my kids to do this, as they do not learn this or any of the handcrafts at school anymore, which was surprising to me. But they don't have anything like this. They make some arts, but nothing with yarn. So, and I don't want the art to die with my generation. And because I can do both crochet and knit, I'm happy to teach them both. And they are trying to make amigurumis, which are like those small animals and stuff, because that's interesting to them. Hey, someone was listening. Thank you. I got my coffee. So at least I can say that someone from my family is supporting my stream and turning in because they heard that I forgot my coffee, which I usually have when I do this, because I'm addicted to caffeine. So the new viewers, especially in YouTube, we are making granny squares. These are the basic squares, but with more airy design. So I have chain of 3 in between every cluster of double crochet to make the holes a bit bigger. And this is because I designed this to be a summer, for summer, to be used as a beach cover-up. And I know I'm late, but that happens. I will use it next year if there's no more summery days to come. It has felt a lot like autumn. The evenings are getting colder and darker, which has made sleeping easier because you can just actually open the window and there is some cold air coming in, not just new warm air, which is something I like. They say it's been the warmest year ever in the globe, but I highly doubt it's been the warmest in Ireland, because I remember last summer was much warmer than this one. And I don't trust my memory, but I'm pretty sure of that, because I even made a video where I complained that it was too hot, and I moved to Ireland to avoid hot days. And I haven't felt like that this year. It was very hot when we went to London, then I have to say it was very hot. And because we were doing a lot of walking, it was exhausting. and I am really not enjoying heat. Like, you know, occasionally, yes, but I prefer not. Yeah, I live in Ireland at the moment. I'm originally from Finland, born and raised there, but now I live in Southern Ireland and I'm enjoying it here. I first came to Ireland like 15 years ago. We spent here actually in Belfast in Northern Ireland like 6 months maybe, and we fell in love, but we were very young, so we went back to Finland. And now, like 2 kids later, we are back here, all of us, and we're here to stay. So deal with it. Ireland, we are here to stay. 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And I always close rounds with a slip stitch because I think it makes it look neater, so I don't go directly through to the next round. I always close first. So this is now done. We will edge it, but otherwise, I know a lot of Polish people live in Ireland. I have some colleagues at work that are from Poland. There's not so many Finnish people here though. I know there is, but not so many. I haven't met any. I've heard some Finnish on the street maybe twice, but that's about it. Finnish people don't like to leave Finland so easily. They call Finland the happiest country on earth, which is always something we Finns find very funny because no Finn person is actually happy, you know. They are very cold, prefer to be alone, prefer not to engage, and then it's funny that they're called happy. It might be one of the best places to live in the world, but calling Finland a happy place, that's something, you know, we never understand and we never will. And I think they won the vote like 3 years in a row or something. People in Ireland are much warmer compared to Finland. I know there is people who don't want us here or anyone else, but you can find those in every country. Not to be too political, but that's how it goes. I work here, we both work here, we pay taxes, and you know. And we are just enjoying our stay. So now we are edging this square, so it's just set of 3, so 3 single crochet to the cluster of double crochet and 3 single crochet to the chains and 3 single crochet to the corner. So it's very, very, very simple, but it gives a bit of structure to this square because this yarn is very loosey. So if I don't do this, I don't believe that the join would look very nice. But with this edging, I think that the join will be just fine. If you are new to here, I would appreciate greatly if you could, follow, or if you're on YouTube, subscribe. There's some crochet tutorials coming out at least once a week. If I have holidays or long weekends or stuff like that, I might be doing two. But if I'm working full time, then it's one per week. And I try to keep them very simple. I have a lot of granny square tutorials for more complicated things than this one. This is for a big project, so I chose to do a very simple one. I am quite new to this. This is only my second live ever. So if I talk stupid shit or don't know what to say, please forgive me. I'm trying to get used to this, but it was so hard to press the go live button again. I'm getting more and more used to it, but I always feel like who would want to watch me doing these things, that there must be people who know better and are more entertaining and, the basic self-doubt. And that's also why I put the music on the background, so if I don't have anything to say, you don't have to listen to me breathing, you can just listen to music. One, two, and three. One, two, and three. I know this is relaxing, that's why I do it. It's like, it's relaxing for me too. Like when you do something like this, you don't think about anything else, you just do this. And it's when you are in advanced level, you can also like do this and watch TV at the same time, and you feel like you're productive even though you're not actually making any efforts. But doing this and any crafts or anything to do with hands, just so relaxing. Especially when I work with computers all week, I am staring at the screens, so making something that will actually come alive in your hands it feels good. It's fulfilling, to be honest. And if you do a big project and it takes you hours and hours and hours to make, weeks and months, like this project has taken me months to do. When it's finally ready, if it's good, I've been disappointed as well, but if it's good, it's better than anything. Nothing I buy from the store can beat the feeling I get when I get something like this done. One, two, and three. We are almost through the first one. Took me a bit longer. I don't know, maybe I talked so much that I wasn't concentrating. Doesn't matter, this is not a speed run for me, as it has never been. Two, and three. Then I can take a coffee break. I live in Ireland now. What county? Oh, Cork. Sorry. County Cork. Known as the best county in Ireland. Probably debatable, but I've seen a couple. I like that the ocean is very close. And the river, I can actually see the river from my window. I live in the countryside, so not in the city. And you know, I can also see cows from my window. I like it. Okay, time to find some scissors. There they are. Yeah, and so far it feels like that moving to Cork was perhaps the best for our family. The kids are going to school here, and it's just overall being a very nice place. I like the size. Big cities has always been like very disturbing to me. I try to avoid places like Dublin. Went to London, it was stressful. My husband was sure that someone's gonna stab the whole family and stuff like that. So here we have this ready, and as you can see, when I recommended the blocking is because this yarn is like this, so it is very loose, and you know, you have to just, but it is just fine when it's blocked. It will come out very square, and I hope it looks nice when I actually put together. But now we will block it here. So now we have 35 green ones, so we only need to do 4 green ones, and then those are done. I like working with the green more because it has color. So I only have 27 beige ones ready, so I still have 12 to go with that one. And every skein of yarn gives me like 7 squares. So I'm on my last skein of green, and then it will be done. And then I will go to the beige again, and I will have to have, well, 2 skeins, I think. And because I calculated them wrongly, I will have to attach them with green, which wasn't my original plan, because I have extra green skein of yarn and I have 1 too little of the beige. And well, I have to order one. I hope they have the same color batch still available, or that the color will be quite close. But with these kind of colors, I don't think it matters too much if the difference is not like too great. But they are not going to be next to each other anyway, so you would have to have a very good eye to see the difference. As I am originally from Finland, we drink our coffee from moomin cups, and this is pikkumy, which is called lillämy. And I know that moomins are not a big thing in Ireland, but in Finland they are their shit, of course. So let's make another one. We already made one. Took me like almost 40 minutes, which is a bit more than I usually have, but doing them live I have to concentrate on the chat every once in a while, even though there's not a lot of people here at the moment. But this is me training to be an entertainer and being more entertaining. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to do so. I start this with 6 single crochets, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Many people start with magic ring, but I like to start with slip knot because it's more stable for me to work with. And then we will just do this, and then it will be a nice round. And from round 1 I like to close with the slip stitch to keep things, you know, clean. And then we will just do 1, 2 and 3 chains, which will count as the first double crochet, and then we will do 2 double crochet per stitch, and every 3 we will make chain 3 in between them. So this is like the starting round. So now I have 1, 2 and 3 double crochet, so I will chain 3, and this will be the corner. and then I will again 2 per stitch, and 2 for this stitch as well, and double crochet. I'm sorry, I use US terms because while we are translating from Finland Finnish to English, it makes more sense. So when I started to check the English tutorials, they were always in American English. So I learned the American and the US terms rather than the UK terms. I know the UK terms somewhat, but I know more terms in US, so that's what I use. So if you sorry, please let me know if you are from UK or otherwise prefer UK terms. I can try, but you can just watch what I'm doing and hopefully that will help as well. That's unfolded that way. I know it would make more sense here in Ireland to use the UK terms, but it's very hard when you learn one term and then you like try to relearn another one for it. It's very hard, and in my brain I don't translate to Finnish anymore these terms. I hardly never did, because in Finnish they are even weirder. Pets, I don't have any pets, no. I like to travel, and even though I like and love animals, as long as I don't have a farm, I will not have pets, because it is very hard to find someone trustworthy to take care of them in case you are not at home. And also having no pets gives me the flexibility my life needs at the moment. So my life is hectic enough without pets, so it's not the time. Used to have a couple of dogs, but yeah. That's the case at the moment, but I do love animals, especially cats and dogs and cows and chickens. But you know, it is what it is. I always dreamed that I would like to have a farm with a lot of animals, but that would be a different type of life in that case. So maybe I'll do that when the kids are out of the house, and then I can do whatever. A lot of people have dogs here, but it's for me, because I appreciate animals just as much as humans. The conditions need to be right for me to have one, and they are not at the moment. We just went to London for a week, and where would I put my dog if I had one? And I don't want to give my animals to strangers. I never like that, and I never will do that. So that's the situation now. Plus we are renting, so I don't know if our landlord would be very happy if I had any animals. So now we are doing our second square, and this is the second round of the square, which is all corners. So just corner, corner, and corner, and the corners are 3 double crochet, then 3 chains, and then 3 double crochet, all in the same chains from the last round. And this will increase the amount of stitches and make sure you can make bigger and bigger and bigger. You can basically keep doing this, only adding more stitches in the corners, way longer than the squares I'm doing. So there are people who have done a complete blanket by just keep going. So you can do that. You don't have to stop at this point. You can just make bigger and bigger and bigger, which is also good if you make clothes. So you can size up and down by changing the rounds of crochet you're doing in your square. So it's making your clothes by yourself, especially crocheting them, is fully size inclusive. And whenever I do a tutorial, I will also always include information how to upsize or downsize if you need to, because I think that's very important. I am fully mid-sized, so everything I do for myself is mid-sized. Everything I do for my older daughter is small. She is very small. And everything I do for my child is around 8 years old, but I will always tell how you can make it longer, bigger, wider, whatever you need. I also have a husband to crochet to, but he hasn't requested anything yet, and the requests from the kids are non-stop. And once again we're going to corner, and the corner is the only place in granny squares where you add stitches. So don't add stitches on the sides, only in the corners, and that's how you keep your square flat. 1, 2, 3. If you want to make more closed up square, I can show you an example where you don't have as airy square as I'm doing for this project. Is where is it? I need a good color for the, like this one. This, for example, has way smaller holes than this one. As you can see, in this one I'm making I have like 3 chains in between the double crochets, and in this one I have none. Or no, I have 1 in this one, and you can also do 0, just whatever you need for your project. It depends what you're doing, but for my project, this one. And for, I think, well, I've been doing a lot of granny square tops lately for my daughter, because they are apparently in style at the moment. So her friends are complimenting her on my creations. Unfortunately, I only have a certain amount of hours in my day, and I don't sell what I do, so I just do them. So if and when her friends want some, I will just do it to them. I don't charge. And as I calculated at the start of the stream, the total hours used for this project, for example, if I wanted to be paid properly, you know, for the hours I used, I should have like 1,000 euros for this page cover up, which is a lot even to my ear, but that just tells how you cannot, well, I cannot, of course someone can, and you can always become faster and faster, but in the full reality it is very hard to actually live off of your creations. And being a person like I am, I don't want to do the same thing all over again, you know, many times, same thing. I like to stay inspired, and I stay inspired by making different things. Usually I don't make the same thing twice, to be honest. Some projects I need to do a test piece before I start actually doing the proper piece, but that's the only time I like to see my skill to be used. So I saw a video of a lady that is very skillful, and she was making like 25 amigurumi pickles for a fair to be sold, and that's just, you know, not for me. So this is a hobby for me. I make some videos which are free for you to see, free for you to recreate my designs. I heard something, but I have no. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I don't recognize the sounds yet which these things make. I will be here back next Sunday, so you can rejoin the live if you want to. So we're getting closer to the halfway mark of this square. And 1, 2, and 3. One more corner, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of coffee again before it gets cold. I usually get carried away. I think I'm gonna do one more round and then have some coffee, and then I do the whole thing and forget about the coffee altogether. 1, 2, and 3. So this project has taken a lifetime, and I mean truly, as I just told you, I don't do the same project usually twice, so this is my first time doing this particular piece of cloth. So I hope that it will be worth the time. And close around with a slip stitch every round so it stays neat. Some coffee, and as you can see, I collect coffee mugs on my table, so there's one for each corner because I forget to take them downstairs to be washed. Thank you for the likes. So we will start. We start this round. As we are starting at the right side of the cluster of the double crochet, we will start with 6 chains. 1, 2, 3. And one of these is upward and the one will go to left. So these 3 chains will be the last double crochet of the round, if that makes sense. When I finish the round, I will show you how it goes. So now that I attached it, you can see that it makes the hole that we have all around. And then we will just continue as usual. 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and so on. It's very simple. I always say that anyone can learn how to do this, and when you know how to do a granny square with the square itself, you can do whatever. And I mean whatever. I've seen bags, clothes, pillowcases, blankets, it's whatever, you know. It's only your imagination which determines what you can do with them. And because the size is flexible, the opportunities are open for you to grab. One, 2, and 3, and then 3 double crochet. I seriously need a new hook. This is getting, the handle is getting so loose that I have to actually pinch it to make sure it stays in place. But I don't want to work without it, because then it keeps pressing here uncomfortably, and that's not nice. 1, 2, 3. So maybe I have to visit a craft store next week, so I can maybe test some. I would like to have, well, I don't know if I would like to have a different one, but I would like to have a better one, more quality one, that it would last me more than a couple of months. There's nothing wrong with the hook itself, but the handle is loose and it is annoying me. So maybe something with the Yeah, that's great. Oh, everything is working. It just looked weird. Sorry for the interruption. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet, and as in every corner, the corner consists 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same corner, and that's how you are adding stitches and making your square bigger. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I also have tutorials coming up. So I have the pumpkin, which I made last week. It's a very cute small one, but I was trying to come up with a pattern that would be the same for every size. So this is made with fingering weight yarn and I think size 3 hook, if I remember correctly. So I would like it to be that I would just do the same thing with just thicker yarn and bigger hook, and it will end up looking like that. I haven't tested all the sizes yet, but that would be brilliant. It would be very easy, but that is so cute. I was instantly thinking of a keychain with that one, and I love Halloween. There's so many projects one can do for Halloween, then I am excited. I usually have a hard time deciding one of the projects I'm gonna make, but I was thinking about some pumpkins and maybe some bats this year. I did some cats last year, but I think bat would be very nice. 3. Where was your Wi-Fi? 2 and 3. And 1 and 2. Like that. 1, 2, and 3. Was it you or someone else? Usually when my technical stuff is not working, it's something I did myself too. Well, not usually, always. Then someone has to fix it for me. And I every time swear I didn't do anything, and then they find out I did something. Oh, someone else, okay. These days I am quick to blame myself for every technical issue I have, ever, anywhere. And we're reaching the corner again. This project, nicely put, is not the best one if you are starting up, because this, well, if you're one of those person that can just, you know, repeat the task they're doing mindlessly without thinking about it, this is perfect for you. But for me, it is a bit hard to make the same thing 78 times. So some motivation is needed to have this completed, which is good that I'm doing it live and you hold me accountable for getting this project done, which is something I actually want, which is part of the reason I'm here. So now we are getting to the end of the round, and as we started with 6 chains, we are only doing 2 double crochet and then closing the round with slip stitch. So the first chains of the reason first chains of the round will become the last double crochet of the round, like this. I hope it makes sense. sip of coffee. And 1, 2, and chain 3 to start the next round. There's only 2 ways to start. It's the chain 3 or chain 6, depending if you are starting on the left side of the cluster of double crochet or the right side. So if you're starting from the left side, you are creating the first double crochet of this round, which means you do only 2 double crochet for this, as the chains are the first one. And now you have 3 like this. And then you continue as usual the whole round. This is the last round, and after this we will do the edge, which I just chose to do with single crochet to keep it simple. I've kept everything simple with this project, and I would choose differently if I did again, but we are almost through with this, so we are not changing anything at this point. But sometimes it would be nice to have some change. But that's just me, you know. Sometimes this is what is required and this is what I'm doing. And I will let you know when this is ready. I will film a video if I'm gonna be happy with the end result or not. If I'm not, I hope somebody in this family will be. Which takes me to the next subject, which is Christmas. So after Halloween, the Christmas is coming, and I'm of course already thinking about Christmas presents. It is tradition that people, they want the wool socks I knit because they are quality stuff and I make nice designs for the socks. But this year I wanted to add something different as well, and I came up with the washcloths and stuff like that for the girls, but I'm a little lost with the men in my life. So if you have any ideas what self-made, crochet or knitted you would gift to a man, I would love to hear it, because I'm, you know, it's usually just wool socks, but I would like to add something else as well. Nay, you can never forget Halloween. I could never. No. I need Halloween in my life. And the kids are always waiting for Halloween, so they don't let me forget it. Never, ever, ever, ever. One, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. There's always 3. If you are more than 3 or less than 3, you're doing something wrong. Very easy. I should have tasked my kids to do this. I wonder how long it would have taken for them to get fed up with this project. This is better be worth it. I'm serious. Otherwise, I will not do more than 2-hour project from now on. 1, 2, and 3. I have a next, like a granny square t-shirt type of project coming up, but that only consists 8 quite large granny squares, but still 8, and it has different colors. So it will be much nicer than this one. The end result, that's always a bit of a mystery with my designs, because, well, I haven't done them before, so it's a bit of a surprise to everyone. But so far, like, I did the crop top for my daughter. It was a hit, and honestly, I know I'm saying this to myself about my own work, but it's pretty. It was pretty, and it fit her like perfectly, which means that next year, because she's growing, it will be too small and I have to make another one of those. But it also had only, I think it had only 18 squares, so not that much. I would also like to make one of those thick wool granny square cardigans for myself for the winter. I have a mixed feelings about the winter because I'm in Ireland and the winter is not that cold. I'm used to much colder back in Finland. So I feel like the shops and my workplace and the houses I visit, they are all very hot. So during the winter, I am the one wearing a t-shirt, and on top of this t-shirt, when I go outside, I have a jacket. But having a very thick jumper cardigan is a bit too much for me. At least was last year. Don't know if I'm more used to it this year, the weather. I mean, if it feels colder. But to be honest, it feels a bit stupid to use the same clothes in minus 30 degrees that you use in 0 degrees. So maybe that makes sense. Maybe that makes sense. Hello, everyone. I have no idea if I can see YouTube comments. So if you are on YouTube, please write me a comment, because I have a feeling I don't know where they should be. I don't know if there hasn't been any, or if I'm just stupid. I have to check it out. Because I do see TikTok comments quite well. Oh, thanks. I can see it. I wasn't sure. One, two, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Everything in threes. I feel like the quality of the stream is much better in TikTok, but I don't know if that's true either. Just seems like it to me. 1, 2, 3. Two and 3. We're coming to an end of the round, which means we have only the edge to do, and then we've done, our goal was to do 2. Maybe we will do the third one because I'm a little ahead of the schedule. If you want to see one more started, I can go through the starting maneuvers of this square, which is a combination of Finnish way of starting and maybe UK US way of starting. It suits me. It's not that different, I don't mean that, but every people does these things differently. And the edge is a single crochet all around. So 3 to the chains and 3 to the cluster of double crochet, nothing more, and 3 in the corner. So there's no adding any stitches at this point. You are just edging the ones you already made. So we're not growing the square anymore. We're just, you know, finishing it with nice finish, nice edge. And I do this because this is a flimsy yarn, which means that I feel like it needs the edge to stay good together and be nicer to put together when we start the joining process, which will be a nightmare as well. I don't like it. I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna do some tests, but I would like to do a flat slip stitch join, but I know that will take forever. It's the prettiest join if you ask me. But then again, if I want to have it done in, you know, reasonable time, I might just do the pack loop joining. So, but I haven't decided yet. It will depend on how fed up I am with this project when the day comes that I actually join these. Two and three. And as I said, I forgot the coffee again. Cheers, it's probably cold. It is cold. But it's good. 1, 2, and 3. I am live in YouTube and TikTok. TikTok will have my funny videos and sometimes something useful. But if you want to see tutorials or, you know, actually insightful videos about these, you will have to go to my YouTube. There is a link in my profile, and that profile also lists everything I use to make these. So it has the current TikTok project list where you can see the yarns, colors, hooks, and everything I'm using. And in YouTube you can find a tutorial to make this yourself. Also, in these lives I try to give a bit of a sneak peek for upcoming things like the pumpkins, and I also have this garland I'm making. This is just a tiny bit of it, but it's a pretty one. I like it. So I will have tutorial for this coming out next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, if I get it ready. Very simple project, very beautiful. And the tutorial for this will probably come out once I've tested the bigger ones. 1, 2, 3, 1. What? One more. Shouldn't stop in between things. 1, 2, and 3. Halfway through this round, 2 and 3. I have been talking so much and showing you every other stuff that I'm not sure. I'm not usually making these this slow, but at least we are progressing with the project, and we will end up with 63 out of 78 done, so only 15 to go, right? Did I calculate that correctly? I think I did. I do these off stream as well. Like, I try to use, I don't have too much time in this life, nobody has, but I try to make one while I commute to work. I use a bus, so it takes me like 30 minutes to get there, so that's a very good place to make one. And I make another one while I come back. If it's slow at work, I make a couple there. Hasn't been too slow lately though. I try to make some in the evening, but at some point I promised that I will make one skein per day, which means 7 squares, but I did it once. It was a bit too much. I don't want to stress about these things. This is just, you know, this is just something I'm doing, not something I have to do, or nothing depends on this project. Only my sanity, maybe. And I'm pretty sure that sanity will be tested, especially during the cleaning, weave-in, washing and blocking project. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, I have impressive amount of these ready. I have 35 green ones done. This is number 36, and I need 39 per color, so I only have 3 green ones to do. And then I have 15 beige ones, no, 12 beige ones to do. That will be 2 skeins, and then we will get finally to move forward in this project. Then we will do, I planned to wash these like first before I join them, to see if they leak any color and if they shrink or anything else. So if it ends up to be a complete disaster, then I don't waste my time joining them. I haven't used this yarn before. It just I just found it by accident, and it felt perfect for this project, just because it's 100% cotton and you can wash it in 60 degrees, which makes it a perfect beachwear, because salt, sand and stuff like that. So I want to be able to wash it like properly. And it also machine washable. I hope that is true. I will put this in a washing bag by the color and see how it reacts. I think it should be fine, but the shrinkage, the packet says the maximum 10%, but I don't, that's sometimes true and sometimes not. But it remains to be seen very shortly. But yeah, I'm gonna wash them before I join them, so that I don't have to waste my time if they are not suitable to be used like this. I don't know why they wouldn't be, but I've seen things. It's easier with woolen yarns because they have, you know, they are wool. This is cotton. Cotton has so many like different qualities. You can have very poor cotton, you can have very good one, you can have soft one, you can have harsh one. And that's it. And you never know before you wash it how it will behave, so I rather take no chances with this one. Nice. This finish makes sure that it looks like you didn't even finish here. I don't know what they call it, but I also have a tutorial for it. So let's block this one as well. I don't like to stretch them too much. Sometimes it's hard to find the correct place in the block board, but these were very good for this one. And this will make them more straight. I may have to block them again after I wash them, but because this is like, I have to keep them somewhere anyway, so it's no trouble blocking them as dry as well. So this is 2 done today. I maybe like to do some more, but now I feel like I want to do something else. I love it and hate it at the same time. These granny squares, basic granny squares, are my enemy and my friend. So I think that's enough for today. Thank you everyone who tuned in. It was very nice to see you here. And see you again next time.